Hello everyone. Welcome to another live stream here at my YouTube channel. My name is Christina Werner. In fact, I might need to turn my volume down a little bit. My mic is a little bit closer than usual. I'm wearing an apron. What? And I also have some of these. So that generally means we might get inky tonight, or rather I would get inky if I didn't have gloves on. I'm definitely going to have gloves on. So, because I'm going to play with Distress spray stains, or is that what they're called? Yeah, spray stains. I've thrown in some mica stains in there, you know, whatever. I thought about using the new Distress spritz, but the spritz weren't really like giving me the kind of look that I was thinking of in my head. So we're going to go with the regular spray stains today. And I have not done like spray anything in a long time. So that's why, well, I'm wearing a white shirt, so I definitely had to put on an apron. I've got the gloves. I've got a box that I'm going to spray into. We're going to get into it in just a minute here. So today I'm going to be using some items from Simon Says Stamps Stamptember 2024 release. We're going to go through the products that I'm planning to use. I have them listed down below in the supply section already, since I knew I was using those items. So those are already listed down below in the supplies. But there's also a link to the entire Stamptember release. It's a really great release. But I think most of the items that I designed that are in Stamptember, I'm going to be using tonight. There were only a few. I don't know if you need to know all this, but like halfway through the Stamptember design deadline is when I cut ties and I started designing my own line. In fact, if you missed last week's live with Greg Cottrell from C9 or Concord and Ninth, yes, I'm doing my own line with Concord and Ninth. The line is officially called Christina Werner with Concord and Ninth. So every month, you know, for the foreseeable future, I will have brand new products for you all. It's really exciting. It's the first time I've had like my name like actually on the product. So that's really kind of fun. I'm looking forward to that. So many of you watched the live last week with Greg, where I gave you a sneak peek of all of my September 2024 release. So if you didn't catch that last week, go back. You can watch it. It's on replay and get a little sneak peek. Officially, everything goes on sale a week from today on Monday, September 9th. So I hope you'll come back, especially next Monday, because I think she's committed to it. I think Jennifer McGuire is going to join me in next Monday's live, and we're going to be playing with my new line. I'm excited. Okay, so let's switch to the overhead. And we're going to get into, you know, I just realized my camera is like pointed. I can usually sit right here. My camera's it's all twisted. Okay, so I have 3 cards planned for tonight. And the reason is because they're all fairly simple. I'm really going to let the technique come in the spraying of the inks and the stains. So yeah, these are going to be kind of simple. So the first card that I wanted to create was with these 2 dies. This one's from Kathy Zielske. It's the Simple Thanks die. And then this is Autumn Leaf Frames. That's one that I did. There are a couple of words in here. We're not going to use those words. I'm actually going to have the Thanks die kind of go right across this area on the frame. That's the plan. So that is one card. So we're doing like an autumn card for that one. And then we're going to do a more Thanksgiving card. And these are products that I did. So we've got the pumpkin to talk about, background stamp with words, and then there's the coordinating dies. I don't think we're going to use the coordinating dies today, but I did want to let you know that they are available. Instead, we're going to use the With Sincere Thanks dies. So I'm planning to like spray a background, and then we're going to stamp and heat emboss the image on top. Or I might go the other way around. I'm thinking I'm going to be using like a mica spray, which if it was sprayed after I stamped, it would cover up the line work of the pumpkins. So I think I'm going to stamp after. Okay, so that's the plan for that one. So then we'll have kind of like a Thanksgiving-ish fall one. And then for the last one, I thought I would use this stencil set. This is the Snowflake Stripes. Super cute. Great opportunity for some different colors. Looking a little rustic. And I'm going to pair it with the Big Holiday Words stamp set and dies. This is another set that I did. Love this font. Want to put it on everything. So we're going to use that. Okay, so let's get started. I have already picked out 3 color combos out of Distress spray stains and some mica stains or mica sprays and things like that. So I'm going to put these aside. We'll come back to you beauties later, and we're going to get into the spraying. So we're going to start with the first one that I mentioned. So these are the colors that I've decided to use. I've got kind of like a little spectrum. We've got mustard seed, carved pumpkin, barn door, and then walnut stain. But then as a little special something at the end, I thought it'd be fun to bring in some tarnished brass. Just like some little sprinkles, you know, just a little bit of that fallish look. I'm going to use Fabriano Artistico Extra White Hot Press watercolor paper. Hot press watercolor paper is more smooth, so I think it will kind of mimic the look of just using a regular cardstock, but it can handle a whole lot more liquid and spray. So I think that'll serve us well tonight. So that's what I'm going to use for all of my spraying tonight. And if I have a fail and I have to start over, I've got more of that. Okay, my really fancy schmancy spray box right here. So I'm just going to put it right here. There we go. Because we're going to try to contain it. I think I'm going to start with the lighter color. So I'm going to do mustard seed maybe up here in the top. Then I'm going to kind of transition down. I have no idea. Do I need to shake these? That doesn't look like anything's settling. I don't think I need to. All right, but I am going to do a little practice spray over here. Oh, I forgot my gloves. I'm so glad I didn't get further in. Got to wear the gloves. Starting with mustard seed, I'm going to do a little, ooh, that's lovely. Okay. Lovely. I mean, we can always come back and add more. Next color, carved pumpkin. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay. Next color, barn door. Okay. Oh, wow. That like really took over everything, didn't it? That was a lot of red. Okay. And then walnut stain. Looks like a murder scene in here. Okay. Okay, maybe I just need to get a little closer. I think I'm going to come back to carved pumpkin. Actually, no, I'm going to come back to mustard seed. Just get a little bit of that up there. Like it's really, yeah. Maybe I'll do a little bit of that down there. Okay. Very glad I'm using a box for this because this is crazy. Okay. All right, I'm going to hit this with my heat tool just to speed the drying a little bit. You know what? There's not much like orange or yellow on this, but I'm not mad at it. So we're adding the tarnished brass. I'm going to shake this up really well. It's subtle, so it does have like mixer balls in it. Yeah. So I don't want to spray this. I think I'm just going to like tap it and get some good little like gold droplets. I think that could be kind of pretty. Okay, maybe I will spray it. I don't know. These are really big drops. Have I ruined my background? I don't know. Let's spray. Whoa. Okay, well, now it's looking like fall threw up on this, but that's okay. You know, maybe it'll, I think I liked it before all that, but that's okay. It's got some really big drops on it. You know what though? I'm going to be putting the leaves on top, like over this middle section, so it's okay. All right, I'm going to set this aside. I'm just going to let the tarnished brass just kind of dry on its own. I don't think it needs anything kind of special. I have fossilized amber. Then we're going to go to crackling campfire, seedless preserves. Then for some drama, we've got a little black soot. Fossilized amber. You should have seen me and my husband before we went live because all of these were still in their plastic wrap. If you've ever tried to unwrap these things, they are so hard. It is like a struggle. Okay. Get that spray started over there. And I'm realizing I need to like start a little higher up. Okay. Moving on to Crackling Campfire. All right. Like I need to get a little closer so there are more concentrated areas. And I kind of think I could probably lift this and like, yeah, get that to go to the side a little bit. Ooh, that's cool texture. Okay. Seedless preserves. That's really dark and dramatic, isn't it? I might not even need the black. Okay, let's lift this and we can maybe get that. Oh, this is like playing with watercolor. I love it. All right, I am going to do the black soot just in that bottom corner. It's going to get cut off anyway. Whatever. Come on, spray. There it goes. That Seedless Preserves really isn't coming through very much because it's so dark. But we're going to go with it. Okay. Okay. All right, so you can see just like a little bit of the Seedless Preserves just kind of starting to come in a little bit right there. It's really pretty. Okay, so I think I do want to add a little bit of the Tarnished Brass, but I didn't like the really heavy application on the last one. So I'm gonna give this a little test. Oh yeah, that's a way too heavy application. I want more of just like a splatter. So I'm gonna do as if it was watercolor. So I've got an acrylic block. Hello, what is that? I think it's part of a die cut. I'm gonna take the Tarnished Brass and just just gonna add it to my acrylic block. And I'm just going to flick it off with a brush like I would with watercolor. I want a little more control over how it's splattering, you know? Like, yeah, like little droplets like that. I just wanted a little more control over it. Okay, perfect. All right, you can't even see how pretty it is in the dark down there. Ooh, that turned out so pretty. That's the perfect fall background. I love that. So once again, this is the Snowflake Stripes stencil. It looks like, ooh, and then you just got that one snowflake. So these two are the ones I'm going to be using to do the stripes, but then you've got the full stencil. So you've got a couple options. That's cool. So here's my watercolor paper. Here's my first stencil. I'm going to put a piece of paper over the bottom area because I only want to do the color at the top for this first one. By the way, the colors that I'm using are a mica. We've got Lumberjack Plaid, Tree Lot, which is a mica stain, but it's got like, you know, it's like a little metallic. Then we've got Kitsch Flamingo and Faded Jeans. And then Spray Stain, Fresh Pewter. So I have no idea if this is going to look good. No idea. Okay. And then I'll lift this and I'm just going to move this up here. So this next section would be the Tree Lot. Oh, that's cute. It's just curling up down there. That's okay. It's picking up color. Oh, that's going to be cute. Whatever. Maybe we'll do that and it'll just protect it. Okay, I'm shaking this mica stain really well. And we're going to go for Tree Lot. Get that little spray over there. Okay. Then I'm going to pick up this one. It's going to look very rustic. That Kitsch Flamingo is such a pretty pink. Okay, So now we are on to the other stencil. And you just kind of have to get it kind of lined up, kind of close. Doesn't have to be perfect, but about like that. About like that, I think that'll work. I'm gonna grab another piece of cardstock, and this first one is going to be Lumberjack Plaid. Alrighty. Alrighty. Pick this up. Oh, I didn't mean to move the stencil. Go back. There we go. Alright, I don't want it to like touch that one, so I'm going to fold this in half so it's a little tent. That'll prevent the spray from going in that section. And then I'm using Faded Jeans. Okay. Nice little spray. Thank you, tent, for your service and sacrifice. Pick up the stencil. Ooh, that's fine. The pink section at the top is kind of bugging me. So I might have to come back and just spray a little more of that pink. Okay, so I'm just going to get this kind of placed in the right spot. And I'm going back to Kitsch Flamingo. Just get that little spray right there. Perfect. Okay, I think that's good enough. I'm tempted to just do like a really light spray over the entire thing instead of doing the splatters from the block. Let's try it. Just like a really, kind of like from farther up. Oh, crap. Okay, well that sort of worked. I got some little droplets, so that's good. Okay, I'll do the Lumberjack Plaid. It's gonna look like a murder scene. Yeah, there we go. And then the Tree Lot. I'm gonna shake this up again. Well, it's starting to look very rustic now, but I do have brushed pewter, which could look really cool. I'm gonna shake it up. Okay, and then we just, oh, there goes one drop. Just want like a little bit of lightness. There we go. Okay. Okay, I'm going to let the rest of this just dry naturally, but that turned out really pretty. Not my usual style, but I don't mind it. And I think someone in the comments said that they love Kitsch Flamingo with Lumberjack Plaid. I agree. Who knew? That looks great. Here are those first two backgrounds. Like, what? Those are so dramatic. I love them. You know what? While this is drying, because they look really close. While these are drying, I'm just going to go ahead and do all my die cutting. This is the one that's going to go, oh no, this is the one we're doing the pumpkins. You know what? It doesn't really matter. They look so similar. It does not even matter. Since we're going to put the pumpkins on it and then the other one has the frame, I think I want the frame on this one. So we're going to do that in gold. We'll do gold and then also the thanks in gold. I was just thinking it could like go right over the top of that area. Perfect. Okay. I've got another one. This one's also going to be out of the gold. I'm trying to think what would be the best grading. I'm kind of thinking just the seasons gradings would be fun. Yeah. The sterling, ta-da, British Monroe sterling. For dies that coordinate with a stamp set, I like to use, do it with my stamped area facing up and have it cut into the magnetic mat. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Looks lovely. Seriously, it is so super strong. Like after you get it adhered, you cannot pull it up. Okay. So I'm going to be really careful as I get it from this corner. Lovely. Got a little bit of the white peeking out over here, but it's such a small little sliver. I'm not going to worry about it. Look how flat that is. That dried so flat. Wow. Okay. And I'm also got to like eyeball it. Make sure I get it on here about right. Okay. Oh, that's pretty straight. I was worried. Okay. And I'll put that paperweight on top while I put some glue on the back of this. At this point, it's really just about assembly of the cards. Hold on, I need a little glue right there. Come on. There we go. Okay. We'll just set that on that one. Love it. Okay, so we need to do that pumpkin background. Okay. I'm going to use my big press tool for this. Oh yeah, that's going to be great. I think I really do want to use the dies. So the Waffle Flower A7 dies. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to get a, you know what? I might not even want this vellum piece because I think it's going to cover up, actually I think it's like this, a lot of the pumpkins. Like maybe I want to, oh no, it's going to have to be. It's just going to cover up. Oh, I wish it was a smaller greeting. Dang it. Okay. Checking my card base. Make sure it opens in the right direction. Okay. Oh, I love that. It was so dramatic. Okay. If I was to cut this so it was just the thanks, and then I've got the, okay, yeah, I could totally do that. And then it won't take up quite as much real estate on the card, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to glue this down. Okay. So, I kind of feel like I want to look at the, just see exactly where it fits in, you know? Got a pencil here, and I'm just gonna like pencil out the rest of like the little halo area around the word, and then I can just fussy cut it. I'll just have to erase the pencil after I cut it out. Okay. Oh, I think that was worth it. All right, so I'm just going to take my eraser and erase any of the pencil along the edge. I think I'm going to use my Xyron little Create a Sticker machine because it's just small enough to fit. I'll just run this through. What this does is it applies adhesive everywhere on the vellum so that as I stick it down to my card, you won't be able to see any of the adhesive. So it just turns it into a sticker. Now I can just peel this up. It's a nice sticker. Gorgeous. Love that. That turned out great with all that gold. Okay, now we're on to the last card, which really is going to be so easy because it really is just let's cut it down and then, you know, adhere it to a card. Looks like everything's dry. Okay. All right, let's add some, you know, do I want this popped up or do I want it flat? I think I want it popped up. Actually, no, I'll do it flat because this is like a one-layer card as is. And I think sometimes you just have to have some one-layer cards that you can send through the mail without having like, you know, tons of issues. Not that like popping this up would be a big issue, but sometimes you just got to go for something simple, you know? Nice, bright Season's Greetings on white cardstock. Perfect. Here are tonight's 3 cards. Finished all 3 cards in about an hour and 40 minutes. So fun to do all 3 cards. I think really concentrating on the spray being the main technique really cut down on the time it took me to do the cards. I think that's really great. Love like added pops of gold and silver. Love this kind of rustic snowflake spray background I've got going over here. I think it turned out really well. Just a reminder that next Monday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, myself and Jennifer McGuire are going to be going live, and we will be playing with my brand new release for September 2024. If you'd like a sneak peek at those products, make sure you watch last week's live. You can watch the replay with me and Greg. I announced that I have my own line now and also gave you a sneak peek of the September release so you can get a good idea of what's coming out. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. For all of the products I used today, they are available at simonsthestamp.com. I'll link to everything down below, and if you would like to check out the entire Stamptember release, I have a link to that also. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will catch you all next time.